goodness, this little skater is finally done, and she's packed. Can't fit anything else in there. Here's the tassel. Has an ice skate and a snowflake. We decided to leave the tassel the way it is because it does look like an extension of her hat tassel. Okay, oh my gosh, let's dive in. It's just jam-packed. That's what it looks like from the top. It's a 2-inch spine. And Candy, if you want to be surprised, don't look. So this is getting ready to go out to her forever home. So let's dive in. So the inside of the cover had illustrations, and I love that little girl. And so there was no covering her up. And then we have the little sliding ice skate. And I like how this material continues on and matches her sweater so well. And then the paper matches her sweater well also. And this has some little sparkles on it, on the holly berries. And this is a Tim Holtz pocket. And it is full of stuff. We got Santa. And we have, oh, this is October afternoon. We got some sparkly stars. We have a bell. We have more October afternoon. Some flowers, October afternoon. A snowflake. Some holly and berries. And then this has like, is the vintage ribbon that has like the felt, like where it's flocked. So that is there. And let me put this little thing back in there. Okay. Let's go through. She's putting on her ice skates. This, I love the page because she's putting on ice skates, and this is vellum, and a little boy, I love how this is Let It Snow, a little boy behind there is helping a young girl with her ice skates. So I like how that flowed together, and love the vellum look over that. I don't know if you could see it. So it's like you get a sneak peek into what they're doing. And this is a page from October Afternoon, one of my favorite magazines. This is a recipe page, and I like how it had hats and mittens and stuff on that side, and then there's a recipe. This is where I did some spackling and made some snowflakes, and then I added some sparkles to them. And this is stationery, and then what I did was I tucked in a coloring book page, and it's Santa ice skating, and on the back is a Jack-in-the-Box. So that's tucked into there. This is flocked. It has the velvet feel, and it's a card, a Christmas card that had a frame, and I put this retro little girl in there. I love the look of her. And then on the paper clip is an ice skate and some wired pom-pom trim. Back here, I did a time card, and I put Candy's name on it and dated it December 25th. And inside here is some October afternoon items. Some kids ice skating. That. And that happy folks are sending cards to those they love to greet. So that's in there. And I stitched around the time card. Oh, and there's a little pocket here too, that something can go in there. Maybe a little ticket or something can go in there. And then I put some sparkles on there. I don't know if you could see that. Here we go. So this is a bag that has stuff in it on each side. October afternoon, Santa Claus, and a playing card, Christmas playing card. Here's an ice skater, and it's a music worksheet. I did some fun little tinsel on this little ledger page. This again is from Ideals magazine. And I asked Candy if she liked Raggedy Ann, and she said she did. And so I made that the center of the signature. And I happened to find in with my October afternoon a little circle that had Raggedy Ann on it. So I thought that was perfect to go on the signature string, and then a wagon. And then down here is a teacup and a tea kettle. And I happened to find the same thing an October afternoon. So loved how that flowed. Sometimes I get a little too matchy-matchy, but I like the journals to flow. And here's the other side of that bag, and an October afternoon card, and a Mrs. Claus, I think it's a match game card in there. And then this is the other side of a card. And in here I included a Christmas card. And I believe I have that out in my printables, my Christmas printables. So this was a cluster that I used, this girl from October afternoon, and some other things from there. And this card's from October afternoon. It's a bingo card that says Baker. And I happen to have the little bingo number that said B3, and there is a B3. So I lucked out on that little bingo card and turned it into a shaker card. Over here's a tuck spot, and this is October afternoon, but it hasn't been cut. She could cut it and use these little strips throughout her journal. And here is a little tuck spot. And I put a tulle bow on there. And if she doesn't like it and it's too much, she could take that off and put another ribbon on there. And so it says, baby, it's cold outside. And then on the back, I had October afternoon rub-ons. And I couldn't believe how well these worked. They were so easy to work with. So I put the snowflakes on here, and then I stamped some lines so she could journal on there. And we'll put that back in there. Again, that's the snowflakes that are spackled with some sparkle. On the other side of that recipe page, skating party, that says. And here's the other side of that vellum. And she could attach something to that. And here's a woman getting ready to go ice skating. Here's some stationery that says joy. And I happen to have this clip. And I thought it was fun. And she could take it off if it's too much, but it's like a winter hat. And it was meant to stand straight up, but I tilted it so it stands out of the book. So yeah, if it's not her favorite thing, she could take that off of there. This is a post-it that I had in my last journal, and then I added a die cut, and this just tucks in like that. I love these. I would collect every kind if I could. So I thought that was a great little addition. And that's similar to the paper that I had up front that matched the little girl's outfit. So I like how that flower just tucks right in there. And this is from October Afternoon. This had tulle on it, and then I added some felt holly and berries. I like that. This is a bunch of October Afternoon. Some are cut up, and some she could cut herself and place throughout her journal. There we go. This says days till Christmas, and you fill that in. So depending where she wants to place that in her journal. And she was happy with getting this after Christmas. She really wanted it after Christmas and not before. So I was able to take my time with this. This is an envelope that I put a little playing card in that's shaped like a stocking. There we go. I'm not going to pull it all the way out, because you know on camera nothing goes smoothly. So this is a little tuck spot that I made and used vintage wrapping paper, and I love how that looks there. And this is just like a mailing label that can be used as a sticker anywhere, and she could write on that, and a tag with snowflakes on it that fit in there really good. Except when I'm on camera, you know. So this was a little girl ice skater that I stamped, and these stamps were in there, and I loved how they looked. It's holly and a berry, and they looked really cute in the corners, and that could be a tuck spot on either one of those. The little girl ice skating. She's polishing her ice skates, looks like with her dad. And this is a girl ice skating. Music about skating. And there's actually a card in here that's October Afternoon that has the same image on it. We have some stationery with holly and berries. This is like a find it puzzle, and this one said winter festivities. So I put it in there so it could be pulled out and someone could work on it that way. October Afternoon paper. Candy is a fan of October Afternoon. And then that's a snowflake. That's probably like, it's a felt snowflake. This is Ideal's image. I love the image there. And then it has a snowman. And we have Santa Claus, where I put in some stickles and made it a little sparkly, the holly and berry. This is the center of this signature. And I tried to match these. I like the stamp approved Santa Claus. And then this sort of matched the ribbon and the colors in there. I like the ice skates there. Some journaling paper, and here's the other side of that snowman. I was torn whether to make that ice skate the center or the snowman, but I went ahead and did the ice skate. Love this image of little boy and girl opening their presents on Christmas. And then this is the other side of that puzzle, and this is Christmas trees. and Christmas events. Oh, okay, so this has hidden pockets that I need to put stuff in. So there's a pocket there and it's hidden. And then I left this open too, so you could put stuff. So yeah, I need to write myself a note of things that I could put in there. And then this is a boy ice skating. I feel like this is dark or a shadow on here. I used the Santa in my previous journals that I did this year, and I just love him with his little sparkles on him. And then this is a letter to Santa, and it says December 25th, special delivery, and I had a stamp that has 25 cents on it. And then inside is a letter to Santa that could be filled out. This I found at Target in the dollar section, and I just love it. It's a great find. So my cousin went back and got us a couple more. Love this vintage little retro puppy. It says Merry Christmas to you, and I like how his plaid, that looked good with that. Here's the other side of that envelope. And I don't know if that was a recipe or things to do at Christmas. Here's a October afternoon journaling card. Like how this trim came out with the polka dots. Another journaling card from October afternoon. This is just lined paper that I went ahead and stamped winter on it with snowflakes. Skater, and then the skater's waltz. Music paper. This is October afternoon, two-sided, and it talks about making memories at Christmas, the good old days, nostalgia. It's a fun little page. This is a tuck spot, which, you know what? I didn't have a spot for that. And so that works out good there. This is a card that I loved and thought I would reuse it in here. And this is an embossed cardstock that has a Christmas tree on it. And I liked how those greens went together. Ice skate book page. That's another book page. This is one of my printables, and I liked it with lines. And here's a Dick and Jane book page, and she's putting roller skates on. But I thought, well, it sort of goes with the theme here. And that's another one of my printables that I have out on my Ko-Fi. This is a church, and I loved the theme and all the colors on it, and so I put these on the end of the signature strings. See how there's a clock there? And so this has a little clock, and it's October afternoon, and then that says December 25th. So anyhow, here's some stationery to write Santa a letter. Make sure I got it in frame. Book page still. Here's so this was October afternoon that I was talking about. And the same image as that music paper that I had. And then this is a flash card that I embossed and tried to make it look like snowflakes, and 5 times 5 equals 25 for Christmas Day. And it could be journaled on the back if she backs it with some paper. little bottle cap. This is October afternoon, and it's just some little journaling cards. And I went ahead and put lines on the back of some of them in case she wants to journal on them. Some people like lines, some people don't. I love lines. And I stitched some green and red thread around that one. Remember the Easy Bake ovens? Oh my gosh, I love that. This is a Santa Claus napkin that I put on freezer paper. And it just makes it more sturdy and holds up good in the journals. This is the bottom part of a bag that I used in here, but then cut the bottom off. And then it opens like that, and the little ice skating girl's there. But she can also journal on the back of there, put notes in there, and hide them in there. So I like how it looks like a little package. And yeah, we're gonna try to tie it. My nails are longer than usual. There we go. So, this is, we do not remember days, we remember moments. I love that quote. And then this is some vintage ribbon. It's very nostalgic. Put that on the edge with a sleigh and some bells on a bulb pin. There we go. And then this is just a pocket full of little note papers. And then this is a recipe that I love the look of it. Isn't that neat? A book page out of a recipe book. And this is KB and Friends. And this was in my printables. I feel like it might have been a freebie. And I did a video showing how to make these little sliders. And so what I did with this one, I don't know if you could see, I added some sparkles to it to make it bling and pop out. And because I had some ribbon on the edge of a paper here that had sparkles, I thought, oh, it went well that way. Here is a ribbon top. And I made a printable like this, but I added a bow and different things. But I love that it has the Woolworths little sticker on it. I can't think of the name of this. Ribbon spool, I don't know. The label on our ribbon. Okay, so this is a old, she's got a little thing on her nose. An old card, Christmas card, and on the back of it I had stitched little squares and made it look like a quilt. This was from an old, maybe Sears catalog, I believe, and I turned it into like a little journaling card. I backed it and turned it in, and it was like really frail, and this worked out good by backing it. Love this. I just let this trim go up. My cousin does that, and I just think that's fun. The pom-pom trim. This is from a vintage pillowcase, and I asked Candy if she liked that, and she said she did. So I filled that pocket with one of my favorite images. And I was going to make him at the center of a signature, but you know what? I liked him just tucked in there. And here's a coloring book page where the little boy is receiving ice skates for Christmas. That's just what I wanted, figure skates. And this is from a very vintage coloring book. So that's when they called them figure skates. Put Santa up front. This is October afternoon paper, and I just happen to have a ribbon that pulled out the colors from in there, wire ribbon, and I bunched it and stitched it on. This is Tim Holtz, the people, I forget what they call them, but anyhow, this guy's holding ice skates, so but him and her had to go in there. This is a image from a Secret Pal card. Pal, I can't say it. This is a shaker card. That's a snow globe shaker card. Found those at Barnes & Noble's after Christmas. I'm going to come back and clip that in. Music page. Here is a napkin. Put these little guys on the top of that. Thought that was fun. This is a tag, and I liked how the sparkle trim went with the tag. So this is a magnetic door closure. I don't know if you could hear it. So there's a magnet here and a magnet here that helps it close. And inside I have a little retro skater girls. Thought that was fun. And I have some felt snowflakes up above here. Just got to hear that sound again. And I loved how the doily looked before there because it's all snowflakes on there. I liked how that page came out. And that's the center of my last signature. This book has 4 signatures. Lots of pages stuffed. Some more music paper. This is October afternoon. I believe all this is October afternoon except for this paper in the back. And then I filled it with some ephemera from October afternoon. 25th. And these tickets are perforated, and so they come apart too. Christmas quilt raffle, holiday craft sale, sleigh rental. So I like how that just tucks into there. And I love that deer. Oh my gosh. Love that. Love that. So this is another favorite image of mine from Christmas. And it's Christmas angels decorating a tree. I love the colors in it. I love the retroness of it. And so it happens to have, and then this is just journaling paper, but it happens to have wings over here. Wait, let me get to it. There we go. It's a bulb pen with a charm that has wings on it and some beads that have the colors that are in that page. This is a guy, Santa, a guy that I have I think he's in my last year printables out on my Ko-Fi. And I just added some sparkles to him, added a little pom-pom here. And I like how you could dial it. Back in the day. So that's fun. And this is just a greeting card, and they're ice skating on the pond. And I like how there's a church in the background. And it's never been used. And here's another coloring book page where you connect the dots, the numbered dots, and it makes ice skates. Love that. And we're to the end. The end have this book filled and packed. Well, I hope this inspires you to make Christmas journals. Oh, and I do have an envelope that I've made for Candy that I'm going to fill with all kinds of fun things. It has the numbers for December, Advent numbers, 1 through 25, I believe. I still need to cut those up. And then a little coaster. And then there's this little thing that opens up like this. This tucks in. And I filled it with snowflakes and little Christmas seals that have not been used. They're so retro. So we got Santa, this little girl with a candy cane, stop until Xmas, and then all kinds of little different snowflakes in here that she could use throughout her journal. Some are vellum, some are sparkly. And yeah. Oh, and a little one there that's like a sequin snowflake. And then I love how it closes up and tucks in. And then I'm going to fill her envelope with goodies and send this off to her. Thanks so much for coming to my channel, and please like and subscribe. And I hope this gave you ideas going forward with your junk journaling. Have a great day.